this. This is time. It is time.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. All right. We are recording, and we count it down. In 3, 2, 1.
The biggest thrill for me was when we hit wardrobe, and I happened to view Arnold's wardrobe tape, and when my arms taped out 1 inch bigger than Mr. Olympia's, that made Jesse Ventura feel pretty good.
I'm back to my regular size.
The morning stream. Looks like we missed the party.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS for Wednesday, October 30th. It's the 30th. Holy hell. That was quick.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big day. You and I both, we talked pre-show and we were confused on if it was Thursday or Wednesday or whatever day it was, and well, you were, but
yeah. Let's keep this straight.
I've been having that same issue. It's like, oh my God, it's tomorrow's the end of the week. What's going on? I'm completely flummoxed this week, apparently, with what day it really is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about, late fall or whatever, but this is the time of year I start forgetting things. I don't remember when the time change happens. It's November something. Is it a week from this weekend?
It's Sunday. No, it's this coming Sunday.
Oh, see, that seems.
Yeah, so don't wait on it.
Yeah,
just do it.
I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, which means it doesn't affect me too much, except I kind of like. I mean, I like to fall back. If we're gonna do it, I don't want to do it at all. But if we're gonna do it, I like to fall back because I get an extra hour, and I don't know. That just makes me feel like I get a little bonus time. And then I got to work around core because John lives in Arizona, where they staunchly don't follow the rest of the country and they don't change their time. So we got to.
I wish we all would.
I don't know why
we all would be like that.
Yeah, I want to. If at the very least, if we're not going to just toss it as a concept, all the states should just do what Arizona did, and then we effectively did it. Yeah.
The
rest of the world would have to deal with it or whatever they have to do because they all still do it. But
they still have to deal with it if they deal with different states, right? Having to deal with, we got Joe in Arizona. We have to deal with him separately from Mike 1,000 miles or 500 miles north of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like frustrating.
Make the change. Just make it. They keep tempting us with this. I know you're not going to do it in an election year because there's too much other shit going on.
Oh, gosh, no.
But every year they go, well, we got a bill that might go through the Congress. We're thinking about the day. It's like, all right, well, what else are you guys doing? Are you just stump speeching, or are you actually making shit happen? Come on.
If we could somehow convince them that sticking with 1 daylight savings time would close the borders, then I think we'd have it. It would go through, Scott.
What's your pitch? Give me a pitch. Let's hear it. I want to hear this. How would you do it?
All right, so here's old white man voice.
Yeah.
So if it gets darker earlier, the migrants coming up from Mexico and the other South American and Central American countries will get confused and they'll turn around and go back home.
I like it.
Because it'll be dark. And,
I like it. I'm voting for you, and your name will be Berkshire Von.
Oh, Berkshire's good.
Berkshire's a good old white guy name from the South.
It really is, yeah.
Berkshire Von something.
Von Elmer.
Berkshire Von Elmer, the gentleman from, let's give you one of the Carolinas.
I yield my time to Berkshire Von Elmer, the gentleman from
You'll be like a
Sankatonia.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. And I think you've got a real good plan here. I like your platform. I'm voting for you. So good job.
All right, let's make it happen.
Anyway, we're here. We got stuff. It's a Wednesday midweek stuff business going on here. We got recommendals. No Tom today. He's in Korea, South Korea.
Yeah.
War torn. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't the 50s.
One concert after another, right? Is that it's just one K-pop show.
Goes from the black to the pink to the black pink, back over to the pink.
To the BTS, and then the CTS and the DTS and the ETS, all the TSs.
He claims that there's more girl bands, like all girl K-pop bands, than any of us are aware of. I know of like 2. And he's like, there's so many, you have no idea. And I don't know why he's such an expert, but it's amazing to watch.
When I was doing some searching around, I think somebody requested a K-pop girl group that wasn't Blackpink and just said, pick any other one, or maybe it was for soundography. There was some reason I was looking this up, and I was finding, I think Tom was giving me some recommendations of cover songs, and he's like, here's this group, and they're known for this, and then here's this other one, and then here's this other one, and then one boy band. BTS is basically
yeah. It does feel like feels like they're getting overrun right now, which I think I'm okay with.
Sure.
But do you have? Yeah. Are there covers that you were like, oh wow, the covers out of these K-pop?
There
bands.
are, and I don't know how I'd ever find them in my library again, because they were band names that did not embed a place in my brain. They just kind of ricocheted off the inside until they went out, kind of like an Arkanoid ball that you can't get to with your spinner going too slow.
Oh man, you guys should be, if you're hearing that and going, what's he on about? You need to sign up to our You need to sign up to our Patreon. This is a really good discussion about why the Arkanoid platform thing. What do you call that? Paddle,
or the knob, the spinner.
Yeah, but what do you call it in the game? What's the?
Oh, what is that's a paddle? Yeah, I think that's right.
Just a paddle.
I mean, it's technically the ship, right? It's the.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because it kind of
the Arkanoid is the. I get to see it's a. Listen, I know. Sinistar is the dude that bounces around, and I know Pac-Man is the guy you control.
Yeah.
But what is Arkanoid? Is Arkanoid the thing you're trying to get to, or is Arkanoid you, or is Arkanoid the enemy? What is Arkanoid?
I don't know the answer to that. The Arkanoid, it's like Metroid. People always think, well, is that Samus? No, it's the bad guys. Is the Metroid.
The bad guys are they're
Metroids.
Going through and getting the Metroids.
Right.
Yeah.
So the same problem. If anyone out there knows this, tell us. Let us know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The your the starship is the Arkanoid, and it's being attacked by a mysterious entity from space named DOH.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
That's for real.
And it says that every time you start the game. It even tells you that, like the like that whole music thing. It's showing you like the spaceship Arkanoid is traveling to space and is being attacked by this little a little solar opposites there for a second to space.
So wait a minute.
Every family is granted a pupa and sent out into space.
It's weird then that the concept then is, well, okay, first of all, is it an acronym? DOH means something more than just...
I don't know, because it is all caps DOH, and your paddle is the VAUS, VAUS.
I hate that.
I do too.
I don't like
VAUS.
The boss. That's lame.
Like, give us, if you're going to give us some name like that, some made-up garbage name, at least have it make sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it has always been a little bit weird that the aliens' method for attacking Earth is to create a bunch of blocks you have to break through. Isn't that a little weird?
Yeah.
It
really is weird.
It's us supposed to be making the blockades. They should be breaking through us. It should be the other way around. Yeah.
Here's something that's even better. When somebody was pitching this concept, this comes from the Wikipedia page. Somebody was explaining the game, like saying, "All right, I want to develop a game." This was the illustration of the concept.
Oh my gosh.
This art I'm giving you right now, which feels like, I hope you didn't spend a whole lot of time on this, because you could just say Breakout.
Oh my gosh. The energy ball, space wall, and the VOS. Really, it is just... That's almost like that's almost a slap in the face to the Breakout people. You know what I mean?
It really is. It's like, let me explain my ball and paddle and brick game to you.
Yeah.
And let me with an illustration that took us hours to render.
Games are iterative, but this is just a ripoff, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Anyway, there's more of that in the pre-show, so sign up for our Patreon. Also, I have a quick note here from Monty.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Python wrote in. He says this. He says, "Oh my goodness, Scott," as one giant word. "I'm a goodness," is how he wrote it.
I'm a goodness.
"You brought back a memory. I'm about 4 or 5 days behind, but I had to drop everything when you talked about doing flip stop motion books." It wasn't that long ago. I think you're not that far behind. Anyway, I forgot that I used to do those for about 3 years in junior high school. Eisenhower, he says. Mine were a lot of driving fast cars. Wow, I can't believe the thing I've forgotten. Cheers, Monty. Yeah, this is not the only message we got about this. I guess a lot of you use the margins of your books to make little flip book animations, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it's so, and I know I emphasized this when we talked about it, but I cannot overemphasize just how big of a deal it felt like at the moment that I was making those. To me, that was like, I mean, I now know that I'm not the only one that was doing them, but at the time I was like, You've discovered a secret. This book, this thick Moby Dick edition had no idea what was coming to it. Right. The genius of creativity that is happening in the margins. Like, that was kind of my vibe at the time.
Get Mr. Disney on the phone.
They don't know the kind of bombshell I'm about to drop on the animation world.
Right.
But yeah, it's always good to hear that you guys got busy doing that too. Look, kids this is the worry I have about today's kids, and I don't want to sound like an old guy, but do they have these kinds of moments where they're just doing a thing, an emergent creativity, or are they just picking their phones up? I don't want to be that guy just saying I want
No,
you to,
I know, but it's true. Are we, is creativity going to wane as the ability to distract yourself from innovation becomes more and more easy, right? Like, oh, wow, it sure would be really cool if I could develop I got a notification.
Yes, that's exactly right. Now, that doesn't mean to say there aren't some of you who will go, ooh, I could use Procreate to make this, or ooh, I could use this software to make that. Like, certainly that's true, but where's the casual... I'm bored on a Friday at school. I wish it was 3. Wait, these margins are cool. Ooh, I can animate. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Emergent opportunities, not ones presented to you or where you're told how to do it. You figure it out on your own. I want more of that, kids.
Totally.
Rise up.
Do you think the drawing in the margins thing always makes me think of Sergio Aragonés, who did that in Mad Magazine, like had all these great little animation or little drawings in the corners, and then went on and had an incredible series called Gru the Wanderer, which over there in those comic boxes, I have the entire run of that comic. It was so good.
Yeah, guy's awesome.
What do you think came first? Do you think that somebody left some boards out for issues of Mad Magazine and he came in and just like, I'm going to put a little drawing right here?
I really
just did it first.
I don't know, but I would love to know that. Has anyone made a good documentary about Mad's history?
I would love that. No kidding. The whole Mad Magazine, photos of what it was like in the bullpen in there and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know what these people look like. I know what Al Jaffe's drawing of Al Jaffe looks like. I know what Don
with the flappy feet.
Yes, and the noses that always had that boink.
Don Martin.
Thank you.
Don Martin.
I think Don Martin. I think that's right. But yeah, I know what these guys all look like in their drawings of themselves, but would love to see what they actually look like.
Yeah, like William F. Gaines. I know what he looks like because he was the editor, so you saw him and stuff. And then and they drew him a lot. But then who's the guy that did stuff with Laporte for a while? He was a writer, the big mustache. He did a bunch of gadget stuff. I can't think of his name. Anyway, I know what that guy looks like because of those.
Okay.
New York-based guy. I can't remember his name. Someone in the chat will say it. And then that's it. You're right. Most of those guys I don't know. Oh, and I know pictures of Mort Drucker because I followed him I worshipped him like Jesus. I loved him. So there was no way I wasn't seeing that guy. But.
There is a Mad Magazine documentary. in the works called When We Went Mad.
All right. I'm all in on this.
Featuring Weird Al Yankovic, Howie Mandel, the late Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried?
It's in post-production right now.
Really?
David Zucker, Jimmy Kimmel, Howard Stern, with appearances of Mort Drucker, Sergio Aragonés, Jack Davis, Drew Friedman, Al Jaffe. This is in the works.
I'm so excited. Do we have a date? Release date?
Let's see. I don't see one under details.
You guys don't even know.
I know, right? It's
this generation, me and Brian specifically, that exact Generation X generation, Mad Magazine was our holy book. Okay, every month I was out there. I was looking for it. I got it. If I could subscribe, I did. If I could find it at a store, sometimes I'd double buy it. I'd buy their combo things, which was like compilations of all the best movie satires, whatever. Anything Jack Davis did. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a link to the worst website. Ready? Yeah. This is the worst website, and instantly you can find 18 things wrong with this website.
Oh, I don't like this at all. I mean, as soon as I logged in, it did a text growth thing that really bothered me and gave me gas. I didn't like that.
Yeah, well, first and then number one, no secure, no certificate, no security certificate, and that giant panel that is the logo of the movie, is
you can't scroll it.
You can't scroll it, so all you get is this little tiny 1/8 stripe or 1/5 stripe. That's the only part of the thing you can scroll.
Yeah, that's terrible. See, chat, you can't even see this. There's no actual way for me to show this so that you can see it without me messing around for an hour. That's so bad. I'm annoyed. But
let's hope the movie's better than the website.
Yeah, that's exciting though.
It is, yeah, no kidding. Like, what are the odds we'd be talking about this and it's in post-production? It's actually coming soon. I was hoping the website would give us more information on when to expect it, but
long overdue too.
Yeah.
Get that going. All right, I got a quick thing for you. I got some.
Sure.
Since we're a day before Halloween, thought this would be fun to go over.
I love it. Yep.
Experts are predicting this year's 20 most popular Halloween costumes. So when you and I are handing out candy, we are to look out for these. Okay.
Yeah. And now, can I look at this list, or?
Oh, you can totally look at it. It's not like a contest.
All right. Okay, we're not playing a game. Okay, good.
So we got pop culture costumes. Their list is Beetlejuice, because that's back, and
and
all that.
For sure, like we saw a couple people with the bob thing. Where it's the shrunken head dude with the suit.
Bob's going to be everywhere.
There's going to be a lot of Bobs.
Yeah, and then they're going to vary between really hideous and kind of okay done.
Right.
They're not going to be great. Anyway, so there's that. Let's see. Deadpool and Wolverine. So you're going to see a lot of friends, like 12-year-old buddies, coming up like that. Disney's Descendants. I don't know what this is.
I've never seen an episode of that show, but it's like it's the kids. It's the kids, Marty, of all the Disney villains. Yeah.
Okay, so these two women mean. I thought when I first saw this, I went, "Oh, Chapel Roan or somebody."
Very well, it's Chapel Roan and Remy Wolf hanging out together.
I have a question about Chapel Roan. I want to phrase this in a way that is not going to make anybody mad, because that's actually part of what I want to say.
I don't think there's any. I don't know if. Good luck, because I feel like there's a very fine line of saying something about Chapel Roan that's not going to tick somebody off. And poor Bowen Yang found that out when he just,
Oh yeah.
We said that she could take as much time as she wanted to come up with her next album or whatever. But please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to try. I'll tread lightly, and it's not. I don't actually have any. I have no judgment toward her at all. But I feel like she has judgment toward me every time I see a photo or a video of her. I feel like when I see Chapel Roan, and I know that photo or video has nothing to do with me, but when I see it, I go, "What did I do?" I feel like I'm in trouble.
She doesn't like me. She really doesn't like me.
She has a look that tells me that nobody is safe from the gaze of her eyes.
So glad you finished that sentence.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she's non-binary or whatever.
She's non-binary, yeah.
Okay, but I didn't mean to pause on gaze, you guys. I mean Gaze. Okay, is what I meant. But she just looks like I'm in trouble when something comes up. I see a video of her and she's walking toward a paparazzi to chew him out. Which, by the way, I'm all for. I think the paparazzi suck.
It's not that she's non-binary. She's just gay.
Oh, she's just gay. All right, so she likes the ladies. And that's great.
Yeah, and that should be very clear in the song lyrics for Red Wine Supernova. If you have not heard that song,
I don't think I have. Or if I have, I didn't know I was hearing it.
It's great, actually. I love that song. That was what hooked me into her music. Was that kept coming up as far as Apple Music recommending things based on other things I like, and it just came. Well, I know, Claire. Like, once you start hearing all of her other songs, yes, but it like Good Luck Babe and Pink Pony Girl and all that, but. It was Red Wine Supernova that I heard, and I said, "Oh, I really like this." Oh, and she likes the things that I like too.
Yeah. And every time you say Red Wine Supernova, I think of Oasis.
Champagne Supernova, yeah.
Can't
which is I'm pretty sure that was the
Red Wine Supernova, Nova in the sky. Anyway. Pink
Pony Club. That's right. Pink Pony Club.
I just don't know if she's.
See, look, we just barely mentioned Chapel Roan, and look at the.
Thank you for helping illustrate my point. It is exactly correct.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying it's not even the fan base that scares me. I just feel like if I was to see her in person, if I was at a restaurant and she walked in, I would go,
Yeah.
hold still, don't move, hold your hands, keep them below the table. I don't know why. I don't know why.
You'd say, Linda, you've got table 5. I'm not taking table 5.
There's just something in the aura, and it's fine. I'm no judgment. I don't know her.
No,
she seems independent and strong, and that's great. And I'm all for that. Big, huge thumbs up. But I'm just going to be careful around her. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
It says Taylor Swift and other pop icons, and she's probably included in that, but you got your Gaga and your Ariana Grande. Here's my question, though. Unless you're Ariana Grande from Wicked or something, how do you even know it's her?
How are you going to recognize that you're being a pop icon? Like, Chappell Roan, there you go. You get the wig and the makeup is very easy to replicate and give off a Chappell Roan look.
Yeah, and be mad.
I'm just circling back.
See?
Did I say anything bad? No. Okay, I'm safe. All right, I'm good.
No. I mean, I'm thinking, can I interpret anything Brian said as trouble?
Oh, wig.
Are you implying that isn't her real hair? I don't know what's going on with that. Wednesday, back to being popular. I guess this was already a thing last year.
Yeah,
so.
and yeah, exactly. And you're definitely going to get the Jenna Ortega looking Wednesday, and less the Christina Ricci looking Wednesday.
Sure. They say Bridgerton, but I have my doubts. That's for middle-aged moms.
What trick-or-treat age kid is watching Bridgerton? And stop it.
Yeah. If you are, you've made a mistake. Unless you're Chappell Roan, go ahead and keep watching it. We love it. Minions, I guess, is still a threat, and there's a new Minions thing.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I have not reported back. Oh, my God. We went to Fire on the Mountain Wings. I took Chris Brown there. Tina and I took Chris Brown there for his birthday. This is the wing place that serves wings or serves tater tots and a Frisbee. If you get the large size, we did not get the large size. We got the medium-sized tater tots. Tater tots were good. The onion rings, hands down, the best onion rings I've ever had.
Oh, my gosh. And that's high praise, because usually onion rings are kind of hard to tell the difference between.
They are hard to tell the difference. These are not your typical, like, here's a torus of onion covered with a hard shell of batter. Yeah. No, these were like texture. The batter, the shell wasn't super thick, and they were like it was textured like it was panko encrusted onion rings. Oh my God, the onion rings were great. The wings.
Can you figure out a way to remake I guess I could look it up, but I'd love to know how to make good rings, because I've never really had good rings.
Yeah,
I don't like them.
Yeah, I know. You and me both.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm really just tired of the same generic like hard batter shell around a torus of onion.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. If you want me to have you're going to put all that grease in my gut and have me have the shits the next day. I want to really have a good one before I commit to that anymor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Claire, it might not be panko. It might still have been a batter with something in it that just made them textured more. I don't know. They were delicious. But the wings is the thing I've been hearing about, right? I've been driving people there in Lyft, and they've been saying, "Oh man, the wings here are fantastic, best wings I've ever had." Blah blah blah. And so finally tried, and we got 24 wings between the three of us, so that we could get 4 different sauces, and we got they had a cilantro lime, a habanero, let's see, blueberry habanero, and then a bourbon serrano, and then a spicy garlic or something like that.
And these are on the wings, or these are dips?
These are on the wings.
Okay.
Yep. The wings have been tossed in sauce.
Got it.
And they're deep fried. They're deep fried wings tossed in sauce, as opposed to like baked or anything like that.
Done right. Those are the better way to go if they're done right. I
agree.
I like them baked generally, because I know that most of the time deep fried means too oily and gross. But if you do them right, you can make the best wing ever.
When I make them at home, they're baked. They're air fried.
Yeah.
Which is basically air baked.
Yeah.
Hot air convection baked.
Yeah.
But the wings were good, but not the best I've had. I'd actually say right now, the best wings I've had here in Colorado are CD's Wings, which is up at Freedom Street Social. They have other locations and stuff around town. The best wings I've ever had overall, and I'm can't believe I'm saying this, is at Flavortown on the Strip, the Guy Fieri joint at the whatever it is that's at the Link, I think it is.
Yeah, it's where that bar is out.
Yeah, the Carnival bar. I'm trying to remember what it's between the Link and Harrah's.
It has a I can't remember the name of it. It's got a big picture of him folding his arms out front and his big dumb smile.
Exactly.
And I heard those. I've heard amazing things about those wings. So
they're really good wings, and whatever the sauce, the texture, the cook texture of them, like they're not over fried, they're not under fried. They're just really, really good. So
it's not called Flavor Town, is it?
It is called Flavor Town.
Is it
100% called Flavor Town?
I don't like that it's called Flavor Town.
No, I don't either. But then people probably say, I don't like that a show's called Coverville.
Oh, that's a good point. But you wouldn't. What would you name your restaurant? Let's think of the Coverville restaurant. What would you call it? Just Coverville?
Well, it depends on what I'm serving.
Coverville's a great name for a.
I think it is
for branding wise, right? Because people would be familiar with the show, and then you would do
right. And you know what? It would be here's what it would be. It would be different sauce-covered meals from around the globe. So you'd have your poutine, you'd have nachos, you'd have.
I would go there.
You start with a base of something, and then you smother it with something else, and it's Coverville.
Yeah, and you have to make it not too similar to the original meal. It has to make it different, right?
Yeah,
or it has to really provide something new to the table, or else there's no point in covering it in the sauce. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Love it. There you go. Smothered green chili burritos. It's happening. This is, once I'm done putting together my tabletop gaming store with 3D printing and podcasting in the back, still looking for a good location. Then
you put it out front.
There, we'll serve Covervilles.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd like the fry Coverville, please, and cover it with Bernays.
Yeah.
Or I'd like biscuits and gravy. We'll absolutely have biscuits and gravy.
Hell yeah, you would. But you got to use gravy that's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this gravy works in this situation. This is so good.
Right. Poutine, but with green chili instead of.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good.
I would eat that. I would eat
or
that.
Red chili or whatever. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then the music is no brainer. The place is just blaring great cover songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right.
Inside Out 2, Wicked, Ghostbusters, Harley Quinn and the Joker, although that movie tanks, so who knows. Horror movie favorites. So you always see those. Superheroes and villains. These are kind of easy. This list expects an uptick of alien and alien-related stuff, so possible xenomorphs and whatnot, because it's kind of back. Lots of anime bullshit is my guess.
And is it the photo that they chose for anime? Oh, that's Airbender. Okay, never mind.
It is, but it's a stupid photo to use.
It's a really bad photo. Yeah.
First of all, you could argue that Airbender isn't an anime. That even
the live action Airbender is an anime because it's live action.
Well, that too, but also the original anime is just animation in Japanese. And so you think, well, it should be a Japanese produced animation. Well, the original Avatar is not. It was made here or in Europe or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an American joint. So they're dumb to put that here. You know what? RealSimple.com, you're lame. They're lame. I don't like these guys.
Yeah.
Screw this list. But don't worry, because now it's time for Tadpooley Feud. All right?
Yeah.
Our last one before scary time. And that means we got to add Brian Dunaway to the call and one of you. If you are the fourth caller, you'll get to be in here. And by fourth caller, I mean you ping me on Discord the fourth time. Or the fourth person to do so.
Ping me for the fourth time.
Ping me for the fourth time.
I've pinged you once. I've pinged you 100 times.
Ping me one more time, baby. Baby, ping me one more time. Anyway, so we're going to do that. Let's see. Did Dunaway arrive? No, because I didn't hit. Yes. Okay. Add. Create. Here we go. Okay. Off we go. Jesus. It takes forever today. All right. Here we go. Let's get it going. As you can tell from that music, it is time for the Tadpooley Feud. Brian Dunaway joining us, as he always does, on a Monday and a Wednesday. Hi, dude.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Just preparing my belly for all the sugar goodness that I'm going to shove in it.
Oh,
so basically, when you're handing out trick-or-treat candy, it's one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me kind of thing?
Yeah, close to that. One for you, two for me. It's the same spirit of Halloween.
Yeah. My endocrine system will not let me eat that much candy, but I'm going to have my goal tomorrow, no candy except one Mars bar. That's it.
How about caramel apples?
I'll eat the apple. I won't do the caramel.
Yummy.
Yeah.
I could do half a caramel apple. Tina and I usually share.
Yeah.
I know.
Are you guys all
Tina
like...
and I usually share a caramel apple.
Because we only got one set of teeth between the two of us. Anyway, Do you guys remember? How'd you make caramel apples? Did y'all make them like your mom makes some real caramel, melted it, or did y'all use those flat pieces of the sheet caramel? Yeah,
square sheets.
Yeah,
ours were round.
Dude, we grew up in the 80s. Of course we did it. I mean, there were some square, some round, but it was always like the pre-made things. That's how you did it because my mom
like individually wrapped Velveeta slices.
Exactly. You put your apple on top of it. You shove your stick in there, and you kind of like dressed it up like a little dressed up apple, right? Yeah.
But eating one now is just a matter of like how much of my dental work do I really want to keep and how much do I want to have pop
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
So freaking forget it. It's not happening. But we do have somebody with us today, and it's our old pal BioCow. Preston, what's up, man?
Yay! What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good to have you here.
Hi.
I feel like we haven't had you forever. You are our 4th caller today. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yay! Congrats.
Of course, the dude who makes our voting and our title selection possible, us and countless other shows. We are eternally grateful for his fine work. And we're going to play that game with you today. So, Brian, explain these rules and let's give some shit away.
Sure, it's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It is their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. BioCow, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian, and if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Jack Move and McPixel 3 on Steam.
Oh, McPixel.
Courtesy of Nighttime Visions.
Those McPixel games are so great. I love them. I'm jealous now. I should have grabbed this code before Brian knew about it. For real, though, that's an awesome. These are great prizes. I'm excited for you.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, yeah, you don't automatically get them.
No.
You have to earn them.
Yeah. You
have to get them the old-fashioned way.
Earn
it. Let's get to the toss-up here. Put your hands on your buzzers, and I should probably warn you maybe, nah, you can buzz in whenever you want. There's a question, but okay. All right,
Dunaway,
sure.
What do you got?
Yeah, what are you gonna guess?
What do you got?
You asked for it. You said buzz whenever you want.
I know.
thought that was the question.
Okay. Well done. All right, reset. Well, nicely done. All right, it's a long question, but buzz in whenever you want. We asked 528 Tadpoolers, what's your favorite video game heroine or non-binary, non-male character?
What?
Scott.
Princess Peach.
Oh,
Show
nice.
me Princess Peach. Number 4 answer on the board. 3 answers will beat it.
So female, non-male
Lara
character.
Croft.
Would you say Lara?
Did you say non?
Did you say Lara Croft?
Lara Croft.
Landacraft.
Lara Croft.
I love it. I love
Lana Craft.
Lara.
Yeah.
All right. Show me that Tomb Raider lady.
Oh my gosh.
Number 1 answer on the board. You've got Control, and you've got BioCow as a partner in crime.
Oh, hi, BioCow. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Excellent. Do we have a favorite heroine or non-binary, non-male character?
Baronary.
Baronary.
Love it.
Honestly, those are the first 2 that popped into my head.
There are many, but
there are many, but only 2 of them can be. So I heard Scott talking earlier about, actually it might have been Brian, talking about Metroid in Samus. The big reveal.
Oh, that's got to be on here.
It's a chick.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about her at the beginning of this episode. Yeah, all right, let's go to that one. Show me Samus Aran.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2 answer on the board. Not a lot of points. You're still trailing Scott by 1 point. You got 3 to Scott's 4, but still lots of points on the board.
So many.
What you got, BioCow? Got anything else?
Isn't Zelda a thing? Princess Zelda?
Absolutely, and you got it right too.
And in the new
Zelda,
game, you get to control her instead of Link all the time.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
You're going with Zelda, are you? Okay,
Go with Zelda.
Show me Zelda. Yeah, number 5 answer on the board. You got 8 to Scott's 4.
Double
Still,
good.
whole right side untouched.
Ooh, but I sure would like to. Do you have? Do you have another one?
I'm looking to you for some help here.
Absolutely. So, I was actually thinking about Cammy. Because, I think Cammy would be a good answer. What do you think? What do you think? Cammy's
from
good?
Street Fighter? Street Fighter Cammy?
Correct.
Yeah, why not?
She'll always be Kylie Minogue to me.
Because you see a lot of that. You see a lot of camis around Halloween. It's a popular costume.
Is it really?
You do in adult parties, yeah. You do.
Yeah, that's true.
What kind of parties do you guys go to? Kids parties? Get out of here. You're a bunch of grown-ups.
Pretty easy just to get some camouflage gear and a blonde wig, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. All right. See how you do.
Okay, let's show me Cammy.
No.
No, Cammy. Let's see, Cammy. How is that too specific? That's a character. I don't see any Cammy in the list.
Really? Just me, huh? All right.
Just
I guess
you.
I got a kink.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with kind of a weird one, but I think Cortana from the Halo series.
Oh,
belongs on here. I'm going to say Cortana.
I had a Cortana this morning.
Did you?
Cortana. Sorry.
Oh,
no.
You had a horchata?
Yeah.
I wish her name was
Cortana.
Horchata. Yeah.
Show me Cortana.
Oh, come on!
At least that one people did say it was number 14 in the list was Cortana.
All right, that's high enough for me to feel respectable.
You should feel redeemed for exactly.
Yeah, I like her a lot. All right.
So I feel like we're moving along too fast here, BioCal, but do you have one? I have another one if not.
You know what? I'm racking my brain. I'm going back to my childhood days and Mario Brothers. And did we ever get a definitive answer on Birdo?
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yes, we do have a definitive answer on Birdo. Birdo is basically non-binary, right? I mean, that was the story. Isn't that what we?
That is kind of the story. Yeah, we don't.
That's kind of what I thought.
It's a little vague, but I think that Birdo is considered by the community anyway to be a non-binary egg-throwing boss. I don't know.
I like that answer if you like it, but I do have one more. You know, I was just talking about my kink. I definitely have one that I always think about.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I was gonna say, so save it just so that we don't give it to.
All right, we'll save it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: do you think it's better than Birdo? Because I don't know if Birdo will make the list.
I'm not feeling confident about Birdo being on the list. If it is, it's on that right-hand side. It's going to be lots of points. But I will tell you this: who I think I have a problem with.
Do it.
Bayonetta.
Oh, with all her hair and everything.
With her glasses, her sexy library look, always, and
her hair flying everywhere, and sometimes she's naked, except the hair's just covering the special bits. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a kink if it's intentionally sexy? I don't think so.
I think that she is a very specific kind of attraction for some people, and I just think you land in that category. I think it's fine.
Right.
I don't think it's a problem at all. I think it's fine. I think your crush is safe, and everyone here except Audra will be happy about it. It's all good.
So what do you think, BioCal? Since we've what do you think has got a better chance of being up there, Bayonetta or Birdo?
Bayonetta or Birdo?
or I like the pause. Nice.
Right.
Yeah, let's go with Bayonetta. Sure.
All right,
Bayonetta.
All right, show me Bayonetta.
Oh,
number 26 in the list is Bayonetta.
All right.
Man.
I don't. This is. You know what? The fact that this is getting tricky. Because there's some I just know. Oh, jeez. All right. Let's go with...
We're gonna rock a rhyme here. Is it getting tricky?
I have so many favorite female protagonists and/or side characters in games, and I'm worried here. So I'm gonna go with female Shepard from the Mass Effect games. So
that's a good one. Yeah,
Fem Shep, as she's affectionately referred to.
Fem Shep. Yep. Yeah. All right. Show me Commander Shepard, but a woman.
Oh, good.
Number 7.
Well, good job.
All right,
Shepard.
I'm feeling better about this now.
Already kicked our trash as BioCal. Apologies.
11 points on the board to Brian and
Scott. I just thought of a good one.
I'm gonna go with another one that it gives me. We have a pretty WoW centric base for our listeners and stuff. A lot of WoW players. I'm gonna go with Jaina Proudmoore. We'll see how that lands.
Smart.
Right. Show me Jaina Proudmoore.
That's gonna be good points.
Oh, good. Yeah. It is going to be good points. Yeah. Another 8 for Scott. 19 points for Scott. Wow.
Still room to win, though.
Still room to win. Yeah, still anybody's game.
Let's do... I just played this not long ago. Let's do Aloy from the... what do you call those games? Horizon games? Zero Dawn and Monkey Island, or whatever it's called, whatever the second one was
Monkey
called.
Island. Nailed it.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Monkey Island.
Mountain something? I don't remember. Whatever.
Show me Aloy.
Nailed it.
Ooh.
Number 3.
She's way
closing
up
out
there.
that left side and bring you up to 22.
I'm a little shocked by that. Okay. If Jaina Proudmoore made the list, then even though we've kind of been mad at her recently, I think Sylvanas Windrunner is probably on here. So Sylvanas, Brian.
Show me Sylvanas.
Oh, really?
She has fallen from favor, dude. Yeah.
Sylvanas 18 in the list.
Yeah, she's honestly, I feel that feels like out of not spite, but just like everyone's a little mad at her right now. So I get it.
Right.
That's fine. All right.
All right.
I think I got one.
3
You got one?
answers
You got
left on
something?
the right side there. What do you got?
Yeah. I'm taking this to a street fight. I'm going to say
Okay.
Chun-Li.
Oh, Chun-Li.
Oh, Chung-Li's a great one.
Yeah.
Yep.
She got legs for days, that girl.
And she'll kick you right in the face with them.
Yep.
All right. Show me Chun-Li.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I'm actually shocked that's
Chun-Li,
not in there. That's
number 20 in the list is Chun-Li.
Wow.
Oh, so we pretty much lost unless Scott can run the board.
Exactly. Scott, there are 3 answers left on the board. If BioCow is to get these prizes, you need to get all 3 of these without any strikes.
I would really, really like him to win.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think Ellie is a great one from The Last of Us.
Oh, you know what? I thought of that one earlier, and now you say it.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of it again. You know what?
I chickened out,
Ellie is a good one because, well, A, she's non-binary. Well, she's gay, so it fits
Right.
the second part of the
Plus,
category.
she's been in the mind of people lately with
yeah,
the series.
and the games getting put on other platforms and stuff. You know what? I like where Brian's head's at. Let's say Ellie from Last of Us.
Show me Ellie from Last of Us.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
one.
Ah, sorry,
call.
Number
BioCow.
6 answer on the board.
I should have used that one earlier.
2 answers left.
Good call, though. All right. I'm tempted to do one more Blizzard thing.
Smart. It's in the crowd.
Is it in the last 2, though? All right, I'll try Kerrigan from StarCraft.
No, Sonya Blade. Oh,
Oh, wait. You like Sonya Blades?
I'm just kidding.
I don't think Sonya Blades in there.
Yeah.
Maybe she is.
She hasn't had a great run lately.
No. And Kerrigan hasn't either, but Kerrigan's just high on a lot of lists. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're falling out of that zone, though. I don't know. You know what? Kerrigan. Let's just...
Kerrigan.
We're going to try.
All right, let's see what happens. Show me Kerrigan. First name Nancy.
Oh, shit!
Nice first name Nancy.
Kerrigan, not again. Another one that was surprised.
Really?
Not even on the list. Yeah.
Can I
I'm sorry,
tell you...
that was tied for 34th place. One person said Kerrigan.
Can I give you a quick tiny bit of trivia on her? So it's funny because Dunaway just made the joke about Nancy Kerrigan. In the book Play Nice that just came out, one of the reveals is that she is indeed a joke based on they named her based on an internal joke about Nancy Kerrigan. Yeah, that's where that came from.
See, you pulled it, Ibbot. You pulled it right from your butthole.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, did Jaina whack her kneecaps with a...
I can't now. I just read the book, so I don't know why I don't remember the exact detail. But there's something about that. It's something about the attack and something about something. But they were like, we can't think of a name. Somebody said Kerrigan, and they based it on this joke. And
that's crazy.
And
wow, it does make a great character name, Kerrigan.
Yeah, Kerrigan.
Only the person I could think of was Jill.
Yeah, Jill was lower on the list as well. Jill was number 12. Wouldn't have even gotten you the bonus guess.
Jill.
let's look
Jill
at
Valentine.
these other...
Got it.
Jill. Yeah. Let's go to the rest of these. Yep, Just a Bill just said it. Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, shit. I forgot about those weirdos. They love her.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, she's great. Just, not my thing, but whatever.
And then if we go to Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Creed series.
Oh, Cassandra's on here.
Yeah.
Cassandra. Yeah, number 10 was your
Makes
Cassandra.
sense.
She is
Your
so
bonus.
good.
Your bonus would have been a lot of people in the chat room said this one. Would have been Shell from Portal.
Oh, yeah. That's a great one. I love that little orange jumpsuit.
Yep. And then Alex Vance from Half-Life, Jesse Faden from Control, Karlach.
Karlach!
Dressed as Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3, Ms. Pac-Man.
I didn't think of that. I should have thought of that.
2B from Nier Automata, Lilith from Borderlands, Abby from The Last of Us Part 2, Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy VII, Alex from Minecraft, Batgirl, Phoenix from Phoenix Rising, Jack from Mass Effect, Jade, Jinx, Cubert.
Cubert, dude.
Cubert.
That's in the Birdo
It's
camp.
non-binary.
Yeah,
Which
Cubert,
is
Birdo.
basically Cubert is just Birdo,
Yeah,
right?
Birdo is the one that throws the egg.
It
Cubert,
really is. Yeah.
they basically are married or something. There's
Once
something
you
going
run
on
out
there.
of eggs, you just become Cubert.
Yeah. And they just swear a lot.
Let's see. Red from Transistor, Ica from Skies of Arcadia, Illyria, Alon, Arthur Morgan, Ash from Overwatch, BD8, Billy Lurk, Blinky, Blood Rain,
BD8.
Carmen San Diego, Kate Archer, Kate
Good.
6,
Those are good.
No diva.
Cheap.
No diva. in
Might
there.
get no diva actually, surprisingly. Cheap, the cooking chicken, Chromie, Cirilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon. I don't know who that is. Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Oh, yeah, good
You don't
one.
really play as her, but she is.
She's a big deal.
She's
in
a
there.
She's an important part of the story.
She's
yeah.
important, exactly. Evie Fry from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Freya Crescent from Final Fantasy IX, GLaDOS, Gordon Freeman,
Gordon
Pearl,
Freeman. Yeah.
HK47, Hornet, Isabel Jahira, Julie Generso, Kara from Detroit Become Human.
Oh, because she's an android, right?
Yeah. Kirby. Laser Boy. There are a lot
That's
of
true,
names here. I
Kirby.
just don't even know who any of these people
Yeah.
are. Mancubus, Manny Calavera.
Manny
May.
Calavera.
Oh, there's May. Okay.
Is Claire Redfield on there? Did you say her name?
No Claire Redfield.
Love her.
Nova from StarCraft.
Oh.
Nathan Drake, Noriko,
Nathan Drake.
Murthra. Yeah, from
Why
Xenoblade
Nathan?
Chronicles.
Right, okay.
Is Isabel from, is that her name? The little dog from Animal Crossing? She on there by chance?
Oh, that's a good
Oh, yes,
one.
Isabella
Yeah,
was on here.
cute.
Yes.
Is she?
Yep.
Good.
Oh, she's
That's a
super cute.
good choice. Yeah.
Love her.
Shadowheart, Sister Argenta, Star Killer, Sundance, Taki from Soul Calibur, Talizora from Mass Effect,
Boy,
the shooter,
fractured.
the shooter thing in Tempest, Tiny Tina,
Tiny Tina's
Wonder
great one,
Woman, Yennefer, and Yuna.
too.
Yennefer should be on there. That's good. No
Yeah.
Siri from,
Siri is on here too. I just
She
didn't
is,
want to
okay.
trigger everybody's phones.
No.
That's great.
they should have put GLaDOS on there, you cowards. That should have been your
No,
first
they did,
choice.
but one person said.
Oh, someone did? Thanks. Whoever that is. You guys, you're awesome. Well, great. Also, I heard, Brian mentioned 2B higher in the list from Nier Automata. She's a great character. So whoever that was, you also have my respect. Either way, don't look up Rule 34 for any of these. And here's the other thing. BioCow, unfortunately, for a guy like BioCow, it really hurts. This stings that he didn't win.
It
That
does.
hurts.
It does.
That's all right.
But that
It-
means
it
he's
was
got,
fine.
he can try again sooner than if he were to win.
Oh,
and
Smart.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have you back, but here's the thing you get. But next time you might get a congratulations. Either way, always good to have you here, man. One of my favorite people in the entire community. Take it easy. Have a fantastic Halloween, and we'll see you next time.
You too. Love y'all.
Bye.
Halloween, we love you too.
Preston.
Hey, Dunaway. Guess what?
Hey, Johnson.
You and I, yesterday, was it yesterday?
It was yesterday. It was last night. We did the Play Retro show.
That's
and
right.
We talked all about the Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah, we found out who you're going to call. We found out that it makes
David
you
Crane.
feel good, all that stuff. So if you want to watch some fun stuff or hear some fun stuff about the retro games on the NES, Commodore 64, and beyond in the world of Ghostbusters, which helped us kind of have a little theme week for Halloween, go check that episode out, frogpants.com/playretro. Brian Dunaway, kiss our butts.
No, you.
Oh, there he goes. That's the end of that. All right, well, that was great. Great topic today. That was a fun one.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Like that a lot. We're going to take a break. When we come back from said break, we'll be joined by Randy Jordan, minus Nicole, because she's got a thing with her daughter today. She's a
Right.
good mom, right? She's not going
She is good mom.
sacrifice good mom stuff for, us. Why would you?
Right. Why would you? Who would do that? sort
I
of thing?
wouldn't
Oh.
do that, but he'll be here. We're going to do some recommendals. Got some good stuff for you this week. And before that, though, we have to have a song played. And Brian, thankfully, has the keys to that car. Let's do it.
Yeah, this is the kind of level of country influenced music that I really like, with a lot of blues influence to it. This is a band called Ghost Hounds. Again, why are you playing it this week, Brian? Ghost Hounds. These guys have a brand new album coming out. Let's see. last month's release. Oh, Long Ride Home featuring Patty Griffin. That was last month's release. So this is a brand new song called You'll Never Find Me. Here are Ghost Hounds.
There's no need to stand on your head to find out what these young girls are doing. But this is the sort of scene you might expect to find on a visit to Tunbridge Wells in Kent, where at the Leggett School of Ballet, yoga exercises are part of the curriculum.
Sally adds potato chips to the menu.
And we returned from our song break. Who was that again?
Yeah, that's a brand new single from Ghost Hounds that is called You'll Never Find Me.
Nice.
And the title goes really well with the cover we're playing at the end of the show. So when you put the two together, it makes a little sentence.
Oh, great. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get Randy all up in it.
Yeah.
See where that takes us. See where that brings us.
Well, what do you recommend?
Here's what I recommend. Listening to a little segment we do on Wednesdays called Recommendals. It's all about streaming stuff that we think you might like, and we bring it here to the show and talk about it. We are joined by our very special guest, Randy Jordan.
Good morning stream. How are you? I am ready for Halloween. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You gotta dress up. You gotta carve a pumpkin. We already did a practice pumpkin on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, a practice pumpkin.
And we established once again that you got 48 hours after you put a knife in that thing. 48 hours later, man, we went right into a dumpster because of all this like fuzzy mold that goes on the inside. It's unbelievable.
You're in some weird part of the planet where like the second you carve a pumpkin, it's like a ticking time bomb of mold.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. But Randy seems to be very adamant that this is the only way to do the pumpkin.
It's just crazy to me how there are funguses everywhere. They're all around us.
Yeah.
And as soon as you open up a pumpkin, they all fall right into it and start growing.
Howie Mandel.
Growing like crazy.
I love it. One of Howie Mandel's issues. Did that ever get debunked? There's always this talk about how the Howie Mandel, he's always grossed out by shaking hands, or he's a germaphobe.
He definitely is.
Is that true?
He's a self-admitted germaphobe, or yeah.
Because I saw a video of him like shaking like 15 hands in a row, and he didn't seem bothered by it. And I went, "Is any of this real?"
Maybe he's gotten therapy to get past it or something. But when he first was performing and out there, he would talk about that.
I have a pretty significant germaphobe at work that I work with, and when we approach doors, because there's like locked doors everywhere.
Yeah.
Whenever we approach doors, he stops walking, and I work the badge and the door, and then he goes through. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He doesn't touch things. It's kind of. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, I kind of want that privilege.
I can tell you that Randy is a hell of a door worker. When I went there a couple months ago,
he can work a door like nobody's business.
Oh yeah, we were all over that campus, and every door we came to, wham, with the badge, just in there. Well, anyway, it's good to see you, Randy. We're gonna play some audio clips from each of us, and we're gonna start with Brian, who has his recommendal all queued up. Brian, what do you got here for us this week?
Yeah, this is a brand new movie that just plopped onto Netflix a couple of weeks ago. I saw the trailer for it and said, "Oh, that looks really interesting," and I watched it, and by golly, it was interesting. It kind of flips a very, very common movie trope on its head, and I can't wait to talk about it on the other side of this.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so just before I open this suitcase, this is just some needs to stay in this room type shit. So my team and I have been working on this thing for 5 years.
Yeah. You know, I could explain to you all what it is, but I think the best way for you to understand is if you just try it yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. So you just want to take these electrodes and place them on your temples like so.
Bro, you serious?
Hey, don't worry, I'm doing it too.
All right.
Okay.
How does it like?
It doesn't hurt at all, I swear.
Okay. Dude, what if Horton's like messing with the wires? But nothing actually ended up happening.
Okay, everybody, please keep your electrodes on.
What the
Take a deep breath. It's okay.
Jeez.
boy does shit go awry quickly in that clip. That is a movie called It's What's Inside. And this is a science fiction comedy horror film that landed on Netflix earlier this month. This is a play on the whole Freaky Friday, 18 again, body swap kind of thing. And it's takes place for the most part, at a party, a pre-wedding party, where a bunch of friends all get together to celebrate before a couple of them get married. Shelby and Cyrus are about to get married, and they all get together. I'm sorry, no, Ruben and Nikki. No, I can't remember. Anyway, two of them are about to get married. That's unimportant.
Sure.
And their old friend Forbes shows up, who you heard there at the beginning, with a suitcase with a bunch of electrodes in it, plucks them on their heads, and when he turns on the machine, they all switch bodies, and it's, you know, like 6 of them, and they kind of, or 8 of them, and they all kind of swap around bodies. I guess 6 of them total.
Oh, this is the guy that you're talking about is David Thompson. He plays Gecko in The Boys. I knew that face was familiar.
Yes,
he's a weird looking dude. Got a weird face.
He does have an unusual look to him, and he's perfect in this role of kind of a scientisty looking guy who still kind of a doofus, maybe can't be trusted.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, has that. He definitely makes that face all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What kind of flips this whole body swap genre on its head is what happens if during the body swap something happens to your body, and you can't get back into your own body. What do you do then? It brings up some very interesting morality choices and things like that to get in there. There's very little blood. So if you're worried about gore, there's not a lot, but there are still some God, it's interesting. This is called a science fiction comedy horror because the horror elements are more like thriller elements than horror elements. It's like a lot of mind effing with your mind kind of stuff. And there is a great payoff at the end, and somebody in the chat room said, the ending was good, but it needed more. And I would agree that, like, after the ending, I went back and found like a kind of an ending explained recap thing that I looked through. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought, but that should have been a lot more clear and a lot more base to it.
Saw a TikToker that does like movie horror. He basically just does horror movie recommendations, that kind of thing. And he was acting like this was the coolest thing he had seen in like 10 years. He was losing his shit over this.
Really? Okay.
And I was I should probably watch this. And yeah,
it was a Sundance darling, and a lot of times when you're like, hey, I wonder why this film didn't perform very well for general audiences. Well, at Sundance, you have the filmmaker there, like in this case, Greg Hardin, and like the audiences get to interact with the person and get their questions answered and that kind of thing. And it can really elevate something.
For sure. He was the ending explained that I had to look up on my own. He was live. He did a live ending explained probably for people. This is absolutely worth watching, though. Don't be afraid of like me talking about that the ending could have been a little bit more, and I Am Sci-Fi agrees with that or suggested that in the tadpole, and I agree. You've got a bunch of characters that you kind of dislike and that you kind of like at the same time. It's not our age group, Scott, but it's still it's kind of a little bit of a bro crowd. But there's a couple characters that you really do feel for and sympathize for that you kind of root for throughout this whole thing. It's great. It's a fun twist, and it's got enough scary elements to make it feel really good to watch in October here without being like a gore fest or a slasher or something like that.
It's just something a little different, a little off the norm. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still would not recommend it for the kids. Keep them out. But if this sounds interesting at all to you, and it should, because it's a nice little twist. I like the twist. I like your time travel movie that kind of has a weird little trope breaking twist, or those sorts of things.
Yeah, I like these young actors. I don't know most of them, but the couple that I do know I like. And the other thing I really like is this poster. It is such an 80s ass throwback to,
it really is,
to those old what's his name? Who's the artist? We keep forgetting his name, but
Drew
like
Struzan.
Drew Struzan, getting that vibe.
It's got a little bit of a Drew Struzan vibe to it, and it's great. It's a really good depiction of the mayhem and stuff that ensues. At first, you think you're looking at the back of a car and they're all climbing out of the trunk, but then you realize it's
that's great.
The briefcase.
Love it.
Yeah. And any poster that includes, well, the handle on the front should have told you. Okay. But the fact that you've got the built-in folds, any movie poster that has built-in folds in the movie poster, for whatever reason, I really like that touch.
I do too. It's very schemorphic and tactile. I like that
of a time. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, all right then. So there you get it. This is from. Oh, he seems to like this a lot. He's known for some other things where the posters are very similar.
Oh, really? He does the Jardine guy.
What do we know him from? Oh, he did a. Okay.
I looked at other things he'd done, and I didn't recognize anything that I'd seen. But
he did a TV short for that Cowboy Bebop live action thing that did not do well, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. A lot of small stuff, and his IMDb photo is amazing. My gosh, look at this thing, chat.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it when people they know I'm going to look a certain way.
Yeah,
This is what
he locked in. He locked in, and he embraced it. All right, available on Netflix. It's what? Sorry, what is it?
It's What's Inside.
It's What's Inside.
It's like it's what's inside that counts.
Yeah, it's in the yogurt or something.
Yes, a title with two apostrophes.
Wonderful. Hey, Randy, let's slide the mic down to the end of the table where you're sitting, and you tell us what you've got lined up here.
Absolutely no surprise from me this week. It's a documentary. It's sad. It's about a young man who's dying, and this clip is the best I could do. It's this is a documentary that gives you dialogue really slowly. So sorry, this is slow dialogue and it's sad.
I can't wait to see it.
Mats was a real friend to me. He was an incurable romantic and had considerable success with women.
He would always throw like a comment to lighten the mood.
If you told him you were going to see a movie, he would remember that you saw that movie later.
He would listen and remembering back then that he was there for me. And I could also talk to him about the stupid things.
And I feel almost like he was part of the family.
You always knew that when he told you something, he meant it.
And I don't think he was aware of how big an impact he had done to a lot of people.
Oh, man. I can't wait to watch this. Tell us about the remarkable life of Ibelin. Am I saying it right?
Yeah. So we're sticking with Sundance. This won a couple of awards in Sundance this year. And we're, there's sometimes where I'm like, how do you talk about a movie that's a 10 out of 10 without sounding like you're just exaggerating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched it this week for the third time, and
Wow.
the first time I got to see it was a special screening back in January, at like the day after they showed it at Sundance. The filmmakers and the people who star in the movie brought it to Irvine and showed it to the people who make World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never experienced anything like this in my life, and so like I'm a unique quantity recommending this movie because I got to sit in a full theater with all of my coworkers and cry together, like sobbing people. And then after it was over, the director, producer, and every person you see in the movie who has a line, like is there, and we talked with them. And it was just incredible. It's like, I wish everyone in the world could have this experience of seeing something so moving and then getting to process it out loud with the people. But it's just one of those things where you can't imagine how emotional this is. Like when you see a trailer for it and you're just seeing some machinima, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that's probably a personal story. It's so much more because of people finding out something that they didn't know all along and then reprocessing what they know. And the movie literally does that. It runs for a few minutes and tells you a story from a perspective, and then it rewinds and starts over. And it's like, okay, now that you know that something else was going on, we're going to show you the other perspective.
So now you have a different context to see that stuff again. And oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this. So I got a question for you, because you would probably know this. And I haven't been able to find an answer anywhere. The machinima that's used is really nice. It's like really well made. Mm-hmm. Are these tools that when Blizzard found out about this project, they were like, hey, we want to help? Or was this done prior to all of that?
It was done entirely extrajudicially. It was like the whole thing, like wow. Blizzard, like I met so the dad of the young man who died came to Blizzard years ago right soon after he found out about what was going on. And I met him and I gave him a tour of Blizzard, and he told me multiple times that day, we're making a movie. Mm-hmm. And he said, I want to make sure that we're doing it right. We're doing right by Blizzard, because this is going to be, have a lot to do with Blizzard. And so there was some talk. I don't think there was like a contract, but there was some talk. Mm-hmm. And Blizzard was happy to, people make tools and use Blizzard assets all the time, right? Sure. So I don't know the legal wranglings when the movie was going to go be produced and released, but this was all done above board, is what I'm saying.
Right. There was kind of this feeling of like, yeah, we're going to do all this stuff and we think Blizzard's going to be okay with it. The best I could find was that there was more like, well, if it's a problem, then we'll work with them. But I think they're going to see this and they're going to want to be okay with, there's like that. And it sounds like obvious. I mean, Blizzard's like leaning into this. There's now a backpack, back item cosmetic replacement in the game that goes toward the illness that he suffered from, all the proceeds from, and you can go buy this thing right now. It's like a charity cosmetic piece in the game. And there's also now a gravestone / memorial in the world to this person. It's clear Blizzard has embraced it, right? They've gone, oh my gosh, of course we didn't know about it either. Like a lot of people in this documentary didn't know about this kid's real life until, whatever. But I think that is so cool, like not since, it's such a flip, right? Like the South Park version of let's work with Blizzard and make a cool episode, and we're going to have this in-game stuff from all those years ago. What a difference this kind of project is from that very satirical, funny, in your eye, trolly kind of episode of South Park, and then come all these years later and have this like really touching story. But moreover, here's the question for you. Does it properly portray a very important aspect to the digital world, not just WoW, but just our digital spaces, as not this place that we think is just for people wasting their time in their basements, but a place where you can make real connections and real contact with people, and that it's meaningful and all of that stuff. I assume that this is loaded with that.
It is, but my response, I want to say, you got to watch it to understand the answer to that question. It's not like someone said, is it about WoW? No, it's not. It's barely got anything to do with World of Warcraft. Like it's like asking, is The Godfather about guns? Well, I mean, guns are definitely involved, but no, it's about the people and their relationships, and it's about finding out more about yourself as you find out more about others, and that sort of thing.
Interesting.
It's so deep and it's so emotional. It's just really something that I like I say, I wish everybody could see it, because it will help you. Like whatever you might be afraid of or you're struggling with, this movie is like designed to help you feel better about your place in the world.
Well, I'm all in. I want to see it. And we'll be seeing it probably tonight. I meant to see it before now. I was curious which one of us would get to it quicker, to be honest. So congratulations, you won that race.
It's you.
What do you think?
It sounds beautiful, and it sounds like something that, knowing our community, I'd be able to connect this with myself and a lot of other people in our community, even Tristan to some effect, with the just that being engrossed and enveloped in the friendships in the community that he made online and stuff. I think it sounds really touching.
How do you feel about the experience of watching something or listening to music specifically to feel sad, to to make yourself cry? Is that something that you
they earn it?
I'm trying to think of the last time I did that, because I tend, if I hear that a movie is gut-wrenching, I'm typically likely to avoid it. But but if I know that it's going to be you're going to really feel something at the end, I don't know. I go to movies for a feeling. I listen to music for a feeling. So I'll listen to Cats in the Cradle a lot. I'll listen to covers of it by Jim Croce's son. I think it was Croce, or it was Harry Nilsson's son. I might be getting that totally wrong, but so I am not 100% averse to watching something like this in the right crowd. Like your experience of watching it with a bunch of coworkers and friends at Blizzard, it feels like exactly the way I'd want to watch something like this.
Okay, that's interesting, because like I don't think I would recommend it to everyone. There were probably some people who did not like being surrounded by their coworkers.
Like they want to cry solo, or they want to be sad solo and not yeah.
Like World of Warcraft itself. Sometimes you want to be in a group, sometimes you want to play solo. I get it.
Maybe you could pug a viewing of of this movie.
Watch it with a bunch of strangers. So the tank rage quits in the middle.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, no, this it sounds interesting to me, and I think I will eventually see it.
I'm gonna make Carter watch it, because
oh gosh, you're
because I know there's two reasons why. One, I know it's going to make her cry, and I don't know. But the other reason is she's in this world of games and digital this and that. Yeah, I think it'll resonate with her. So
it's a two-pronged thing, like that Otter movie I recommended. The Otter Love Story. It was the two people's names or one of them was the Otter, but two names in the title, and I recommended it months ago. I knew right from the get-go, before I even turned it on, that it was going to have a heartbreaking ending, a sad ending. And I still really, really wanted to see it, and it was touching, and I'm glad I watched it. And yeah, I don't avoid things like this completely, but I do tend to.
You kind of need to be. You want to be in the right space.
I need to be exactly in the right mood. Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah. I do that.
Ever since I first listened to Ben Folds, like in the 90s, I've been on a quest to make the ultimate playlist of melancholy Ben Folds songs. Not that Ben Folds specializes in that.
Slowly.
So like Ben Folds has some pretty upbeat stuff, but like I have this playlist I curate on Spotify called Melancholy Ben Folds Songs, and I cannot listen to that playlist between like March and November. Like, it has
to be like
the dead of winter.
The sun has to be going down at 4:00 in the afternoon for you to enjoy that playlist.
Yes, but I also can't listen to that playlist more than like twice a winter. But it's I don't and you I do it to feel a specific thing that I felt the first time I ever listen to the end of that album you're talking about, Ben Folds 5, the Whatever Never Amen. It ends with these two songs that are just brutal, and I remember feeling something, and I'm able to recapture that feeling, every now and then.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah,
add Joan Osborne's Cathedrals to your list there, to your playlist.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I've got my list of music here I've been keeping lately. I'm going to put that in there too.
Joan Osborne Cathedrals.
Real quick, the Ben Folds 5 song that everyone knows. Give me a title.
Brick.
Is it Brick?
Well, the sad one about
it's about an abortion or something.
Yeah, Brick.
Okay, so that song inextricably connected to icy weather for me. Like really low clouds, lots of fog, frozen road, barely can drive. Yeah. I cannot get that song and that condition out of my head. They're connected.
Those lyrics paint such a picture that you can visualize of just, a really gray day, hardly any traffic. You're out there, you're,
too early in the morning. You're just like, I wish I wasn't here. Like there's a vibe around that song, and having that play when you're in that traffic in a state with that kind of weather, it's now permanent. It will never be disconnected.
That's right. Yeah, it's 6 a.m. day after Christmas. That's right. I think the first lyrics are.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Oh and gosh. I have other things. Like I'm not just only doing this, right? So like I have a playlist of songs like One Day Like This by Elbow that you get up and you get in the car and you face the sun and you play it and you celebrate the glory of, being alive and all of the wonderful things. And like I'm just saying, The Secret Life of Ebeline, The Remarkable Life of Ebeline, sorry, is really for introspection and sadness, and so like I can't imagine watching it very often, but I definitely will return to this again and again in my life.
Yeah, seems like a thing you'd want to go back to. All right, well, let's jump over to another documentary also on Netflix that is not nearly as heart-wrenching, although there are some issues around it that'll maybe make your heart go up a little bit. I don't know. I'll explain on the other side. Here you go.
Lyle wrote me this emotional letter when I was in the county jail. Lyle couldn't express what he did in that letter in person. It was easier for him to put it on paper. He felt that telling the 6 secrets of the family would be like killing my parents again.
All right, so this is the Menendez brothers, not the Menendez. This is not the one that is the dramatization that's also on Netflix. Right. Kind of almost simultaneous. It reminds me, they did this kind of with a Ted Bundy thing back in the day. Where
they did, right, where they had the one with Evan Peters, or no, that was that wasn't Bundy, that was Dahmer. But there was
the one with the High School Musical guy. I can't think of his name. Zac Efron. There it is.
I just before you go any further, do you guys remember when these guys were convicted on trial and all that?
Oh yeah,
it seems like it took forever.
Yeah, it did take forever. It turns out in the documentary they get into that, but the actual trial was big time delayed. It also, you got to remember, this thing happened so closely to the O.J. Simpson thing that they went from the only thing people could talk about was the Menendez brothers trial, and then suddenly, almost overnight, all they could talk about was the O.J. stuff, and it never quite got back to them in terms of the limelight, which is kind of part of this story. But this documentary just came out. It is a single film, so not a series, just a one big 2-hour movie. Directed by Alejandro Hartman, is very, very good. And what I liked about it was it filled in a bunch of gaps I had open. I didn't know a lot about this thing. We're talking a long time ago, like, late 80s, early 90s. And the way that whole thing went down, to me, the way it was presented on television was, these are clearly 2 spoiled brothers who are doing it for the money. I mean, that was like the only answer there was, because that's what we were being told. Yeah, narrative is the right word. That is what they were feeding us every night on TV, or if you watch Court TV or whatever, wherever the live thing was. And it wasn't like that at all. Like, there's so much detail and so much nuance to these trials and to the evidence and to what the brothers say that you just never were told. And it's not that they're innocent. They're not. They're 100% guilty. They shot their dad and their mom, like, straight up. In particular, Eric did. And the brothers
and they were what ages? Like 19 and 22 or something?
Not that was when the trial happened, when the actual crimes are committed.
When the murders happened.
Yeah, when the murders happened. One of them is my age, so they would have been 18, 19 is the oldest, I think.
They were young adults.
Okay. Yeah, they were. Yes, they were both. I think, they were no longer minors at the time. This movie features them a lot, and they're not shown talking. They're just these phone calls, as you heard in that clip, and they get to talk a lot about what was going on, and then they kind of the movie does a good job of like placing the time of when things were happening with old footage with what the brothers are saying. They talk to everybody from the defense attorneys to the prosecution attorneys and sort of everybody in between that were involved at the time, and then they have a lot of old footage of those same people doing actual stuff. They have a couple of the jurors in this thing. Here's the thing. They were never, this documentary is not one that tries to retroactively, paint a better picture of these brothers. They killed their parents. What this does is it gives you a way better view of why they killed their parents. And the simple answer is they were horrifically abused as kids, sexually, physically, mentally. Wow. And this is the stuff I didn't hear about when it was going on. Like, they just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't paying that close of attention. I don't know what was going on there, but I didn't hear about a lot of this stuff, and some of it is downright horrific. And it doesn't really doesn't say, well, then they're innocent. No, what it means is maybe first degree lifetime in prison was a little harsh, maybe something closer to manslaughter. And then there's this whole legal question about whether or not imminent danger will protect you usually and get you a manslaughter case. But that's if somebody's like coming at you with a knife. If you have been abused your whole life and you want it to end, and you think the only way to do that is to shoot the man who's abusing you, it's murky. Right? That gets murky. And so the documentary is a lot about that murk and what it takes to navigate through that. And then also what the press does and how that shapes how things turn out. And just like there's a whole conversation about the justice system and everything else. So what I want people to know is this is not an exoneration of the brothers. It is a explanation of how everything, it's just a broader view of everything that led to what happened. And it really doesn't pull any punches from both sides of the issue. And it's really not even that simple to say both sides. It's just a complicated, nuanced discussion in this documentary. And I really recommend it if any of that stuff didn't make sense to you at the time, or you're just curious about it now, or maybe you saw the dramatization that's out now and you have questions. This obviously, digs deeper into the facts. I thought it was quite good. It's one of those documentaries that doesn't mess around too much with trying to make something dramatic or reenactments. They don't do any of that. And I hate reenactments so much. Right. I freaking hate that. So there's no like, here's the first person view of the kid running in the house with the gun, or they don't do any of that. Right. They don't do any of it. It's all like, if there's any of that, it's crime scene photos, and it's not super gory or anything. There's a lot of descriptions of, what a shotgun can do to a human being. A lot of things like that, but it's mostly just pure documentarianism, and I like that. So I think it's a good one. It's simply called The Menendez Brothers. Don't know why I struggle with that name. I always have. Available now and is worth your time if you are interested in such things.
Here's what I want a documentary about. I want a documentary to explain to me how both Lyle and Eric Menendez separately got married in prison to people after they murdered their parents.
Oh, it happens all the time.
I want it for some reason. I want to know more about how do you meet a person? How do you decide to marry them while they're in prison for murder? Like, it's just that fascinates me.
It's true, but it's true of all kinds of incarcerations. The question is, those are good questions. How do you meet in the first place? Is it just through correspondence? Is it one of those deals where some lady gets obsessed with what you did and just shows up for conjugal visits immediately? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. It's weird. They seem to be really, here's the thing. I mean, obviously they had a kind of a privileged upbringing in terms of financial stuff. They're also really smart. Like the stuff they say in these calls, they're smart guys. And to some people that means, well, they're conniving, they plan this whole blah 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 or whatever. And some people may see it differently. I think it is worth looking at just to kind of get just a broader picture. These guys they're in their 50s now. They're going to spend probably the rest of their lives there. Although there's some movement now to figure out a way to do the reduced sentence, but I don't know if that's going to happen for them. Probably not. But it's very interesting, and it'll also piss you off how the media then and so much worse now shapes everything you hear. Like that will piss you off regardless of how you feel about these murders. Like F the press for real. These guys are dicks. Anyway, most of them. I shouldn't say all of them. No blanket statements here, everybody. All right.
No, none whatsoever.
No, not at all. Anyway, these all are going to be up on quicktms.li, tms.li, TMS. Oh yeah, let me put the GIF up. There you go.
Seamless.
It is seamless. Anyway, thank you, Randy, for hanging with us. What are we doing for Film Sack this week?
Oh, we got a wonderful discussion episode.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're talking about spy movies. And y'all are going to like that because you can pipe in with your own thoughts and stuff and give us some feedback. So look forward to that. That'll be this Sunday. And between now and then, we hope you have a fantastic Halloween, Randy. Don't eat any razor-filled Snickers, though. All right.
You know what? I'm really good at eating around the blade.
Oh, good.
I'm really good at it.
I prefer eating.
Nice, good.
Yeah, I eat around the Wesley Snipes is what I do.
It's a skill you develop very quickly. Like you don't make the same mistake twice on those.
No.
Yeah.
Watch for those.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, good. Full candy bars only at Randy's house. All the kids, let them know. Get over there. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye. All right. I just committed them into doing full candy bars. There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Nope. Now they can't get out of it. They did not have time. He did not have time to argue.
Yep. Sorry about that. All right. Hey, before we go, quick note from Alex from Savannah. Yeah. He says this: love triangle with her, Corey Haim and Charlie Sheen. He says, me out loud in a crowded place. Lucas! Thanks for making me look like a crazy person with headphones on yelling out 80s movies titles. It's just another situation where we talk about a thing and then someone's in public and we're not quite sure what it is at first. And
if we don't remember it or say it right away, they're yelling it like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you get to meet
Talking
Alex?
Terry Green.
Was Alex there at the thing to meet up?
He must have been.
He's in Savannah.
Alex from Savannah. Some of these people I met and I only know them by their player name or their player names, their screen names. I don't know them by their real names.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like
he had to have come and
I would think so. If you're in Savannah, you may as well be there, right?
Yeah.
I also unironically like that GIF chat room. It's a good one. Look at that. We should use it for everything, always.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's get out of here. We're done. Frogpants.com/TMS for all things the morning stream. Whatever you need to do, contact us, find stuff, whatever old episodes. It's all there, and it's there for the taking. So go check it out. Brian, let's get out of here with some music. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, Kelly Sky wrote in and said, my birthday is pretty much always during TMS Vegas, so I don't get a slot for it, and this is my last year before I have to get the old lady birthday song. So, can I celebrate my half birthday before it's too late and still get a let's party?
Let's party!
Always take advantage of the age bracket. Do it.
For sure. Life always seems to get in the way, but hopefully I can be there next year. Love the show, though, Kelly Sky.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. That'd be great.
Yeah, so this is a great request. This is, I had no idea that anyone, now we talked about The Descendants earlier, the Disney Channel movies that are about the descendants of classic villains. This is about the band, The Descendants. And Hammond and I listened to a bunch of their music for soundography. I had no idea, though, that there was a tribute released in 2012 called Either or Sucks, a tribute to Descendants. And it's still got that kind of raucous punk ska kind of feel to it. Here is the band Bike Tough and the song When I Get Old. Happy birthday, Kelly Sky.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
More fun for teenagers.
Yeah, that's what this show is.